Welcome back. Welcome back to TOT Star Wars Experience. Today we have another very electric debate for you guys. It is who is the main character of Star Wars? Let's get it.
All right, we're just going to go around the horn and say who we think.
We can start that way. I have no problem starting that way. Also, before we start, boys, go check the Discord, go check the Instagram, go check the TikTok, check the link tree.
Yeah, everything's there.
Discord.
I mean, I'll start off. It's Anakin.
Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be the common ground that a lot of people are on.
Yeah.
I'll let Stone go.
Yeah.
Finn, are you agreeing?
I'm right there with you, Matty Ice.
I'm going to have to take a stand here. I think the main character of Star Wars is Luke.
You guys are all wrong.
Yeah, okay.
We all know who really is pulling the strings in this and making the plot actually what it is, and it's Palpatine. So
Everybody knew that this is what he was going to do.
What's his what's his real name?
Sheev.
All right, he heard that through the door. Everybody knew this is what Rob was going to do. He was going to try and put a pretzel show together. I'll give you a little bit of time to go in on that.
No,
point.
I can start it off. I mean, if you want me to just clearly sweep away the floor before we even get going here.
Go ahead and do whatever you need to do.
All I got to say is there's not many characters that are integral to the plot for all three of the trilogies, like prequels, OT, and sequels.
Buddy's counting the sequels as canon. That's crazy.
So by that logic, would you say R2?
No, because they're not playing major roles. They're not playing major roles.
You're saying R2 doesn't play a major role?
Everyone, this kid
he's literally forming the plot.
Returns.
He's literally forming the plot.
Rob,
Are you're gonna deny the fact that he's pulling the strings, making Anakin who he is, turning Anakin into Vader? Like the biggest thing.
Raise the main character of that movie if you want to bring the sequels. If you want to bring the sequels into this,
Rob,
raise the main character of that. I hate him, but raise the main character of that. You're crazy.
He's only in episode 9.
Yeah. Also, he's not in episode 4.
Right.
I'm not saying. I never said he was in every movie. I said he was in every. Did you guys hear me wrong?
No, I heard
in every trilogy.
Well, what's Star Wars
and he
to
plays
you?
an integral role in every
Star
trilogy.
Wars is the sequels. That's Star Wars to you. To us, to Matty Ice and I, Star Wars to us is episode 1 to 6, and that's clearly about Anakin's rise and downfall. It's about his tragedy.
Wait, Rob might be cooking. Rob might be cooking.
He's not.
He's pulling the main reason that there's a plot in Star Wars is because of Sheev Palpatine.
I would be comfortable saying that
doesn't make him the main character.
I would be
forgetting what a main character is.
The story of Palpatine is probably the most electric story of any character in any movie. I don't know if I'd be comfortable saying he's the main character. Him pulling the strings and then, but here's the thing though, he's really a non-factor in the original trilogy. He really doesn't do anything.
He's the reason that everything happens.
But the reasoning of him doing this stuff is in the prequels. He doesn't really do any of that. He doesn't do anything.
And he's behind the scenes cooking. He's pulling strings from he just because he doesn't.
How are you the main character if you're doing it from behind the scenes? The scenes are the main character.
I mean, I just want to put it out there. I mean, have you guys all seen Ratatouille? Everyone seen Ratatouille? Is the guy who's the main character in it?
What are you playing here, buddy?
He's body bagging the whole call.
Is it not the rat pulling the strings?
Robertson had the guy this morning going.
Is it the guy pulling the strings, or is it the guy doing the actions? It's the guy pulling the strings is the main character.
Ratatouille actually probably has more screen time than Palpatine does.
I don't know. We'll have to look at the numbers in that.
Matty Ice, W take here.
If we're gonna do
hashtag stat that of the day from Matt. All right,
Reddit Matty, is this a new persona?
Yeah.
The Wampas in the chat are going crazy right now.
Sheev Palpatine, 7% of episode 1. Anakin Skywalker, 23%. Episode 2, Sheev Palpatine, 3%. Anakin Skywalker, 35%. Episode 3, Anakin Skywalker, 42%. And Sheev Palpatine, 20%.
Can you show me the definition of main character where it says most screen time? I don't think that's
Matt is an analytics guy. Everybody knows.
I don't think that's a stat for main character.
I don't think you know what a main character is.
What's the definition of a main character then? What's the
What do
definition?
you mean?
Someone
It's
tell me
the-
the definition.
It's the center focal of the plot. He's like they think nothing can
Oh,
happen
that
without this
definition
guy.
then.
He is.
I don't-
Anakin Skywalker is the center of everything.
I don't know if
He's-
that's the actual
he goes-
definition. We need.
It's about his. It's literally a story about his tragedy. What do you
His
mean?
life.
It's not about him.
I mean, I'm over here.
Anakin going from a boy to dying.
We haven't heard anything about Finn thinking why Luke is the main character. I'd
Yeah,
love to
exactly.
hear
How
what-
about one of you guys try something? out
My
here, 'cause-
technical answer,
We already
and
bodied.
I think that
against
this is
Rob.
the cheap. This is the cheap answer. Is that R2 is the main character? The story is told from R2's perspective. That's
He's a
kind of-
narrator. That doesn't make him
Okay,
a
but
main
that's
character.
kind of a
though.
bit of a cop out. He is in every film and he plays an integral role in every film. That is kind of a cop out. Here at TOT Star Wars, we do not recognize the sequel trilogy as part of canon, but the
That's a
greater
lie.
Rob
That's a lie. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
well, here as a majority of collective at TOT, we do not recognize. The
I think
sequel
Matt does as well.
I mean, like, it's there. I'm not.
Matt's a
gonna-
closeted sequel fan. Anyway,
Just
the
episode 7, 8, and 9.
the general public though does recognize the sequel trilogy as part of canon, and in that specific case, that's where my Luke argument comes in. You have no Vader in episodes 7, 8, and 9, which again, this is for the sake of the argument with for the general public, not in my personal opinion, but Vader 1 through 6, Luke 4 through 9, they have the same amount of arc time. Okay, first of all. Second of all, Luke is the one who in the original trilogy, obviously Luke's the main character. That's a no-brainer. In the prequel trilogy, obviously he's not. He's not even really in it. He's in it for 2 seconds as a crying baby. But if you look at Star Wars as a complete whole with the sequel trilogy, I don't think you can make an argument that Luke is not the main character.
Okay, so
I think you can
I'll
easily
tell you right
can.
now. So it starts off episode 1 with Anakin being a young child. Then it goes through.
You can
and
make the argument that Qui-Gon is the main character of episode 1, first of all.
Yeah, I was
can.
gonna say if we
You
were
could
talking
make
screen,
an argument,
if we-
but you wouldn't be right.
that was gonna be if we were
No.
talking this. If we're talking screen time argument, Qui-Gon gets way more screen time than Anakin in episode 1. Does that make
won the
Qui-Gon
mod
main
race?
character?
But from an
The chosen
analytical
one.
perspective as Matt,
Episode
What's the
1
movie
has-
about? What's
he's
that movie
9
about? It's about finding the chosen.
so you're
one.
going to go you're going to go movie by movie here. So Qui-Gon is clearly the main character of episode 1. I'd make another strong argument that Obi-Wan is the main character of episode 2.
Definitely not.
That's not true.
Definitely.
I'd also make an argument. I know that's not. Yeah. But
But it's Palpatine because he's pulling all the strings in the background. He's
But
forming
that's
the
not-
plot as we
But
speak.
Rob just has a puppet fetish, chat.
chat,
What movie regarding any character ever that you would think of the main character is not on the screen the most time? Actually, ever.
I think
you
a
just
lot
did
of
that
it-
with Anakin. He doesn't have as much screen time as Qui-Gon.
God,
Exactly.
Anakin has way more
Nine-
aura than any of the two guys that you guys have mentioned, and aura literally is the
I
main
think
character.
Luke has more aura than Anakin. That's a conversation for another day.
But all right, we're gonna
Yeah,
go
buddy.
like Anakin in episode 1. I'm gonna rebuttal Finn's point finally. It starts off as Anakin's story becoming a Jedi and showing he has the
No, it
Force and the
doesn't.
Chosen. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It starts off as Qui-Gon's story.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
it
it's.
does.
I think the
just
argument
rewatched
of.
episode 1 like 3 days ago.
So did
Cat's
I.
gonna
Yeah.
flame us. We know nothing.
I honestly
It-
think if we're talking movie by movie, Qui-Gon's the main character of episode 1. Like,
Anakin
they've
is the
cut
main
it-
character of episode 2. I'll give you that. And then I think the argument comes in where Palpatine is the main character of episode 3.
No, that's not what are
Order
you talking
66. Order 66.
I don't
Anakin
think
is
Palpatine's the main
involved
character
in
of
Order
episode
66.
three.
It doesn't happen
That's
without
crazy
Anakin.
take.
It
And
literally
it
does
It
not happen.
definitely doesn't
Okay,
happen.
it definitely doesn't happen without Sheev. Like if we're
And so
Oh, you know him by a first name basis now,
I
Rob?
don't even think Anakin.
Yeah, he's
I-
locked
it
in.
still- it still would have happened. Order 66 still would have happened without Anakin.
it would have failed.
If he didn't need
How?
Anakin.
That right there is an electric video that we should do.
Yeah, I mean exactly. That's the can of worms we're not going to open up right now, but it still would have gone through.
Okay,
I don't
wait.
think
Let me
Order
just-
66
let me
would have
go-
happened.
Sorry, Stone. I'll let you get in here. But one thing, okay, you ask anyone ever, they've probably never even seen Star Wars. Name one character. Who do they go to? Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, same guy.
So you're relying
I
on
think
the
Luke.
casuals to decide?
You go
that
back.
thing too.
You go
I think
back.
that
I
too. It would
guarantee
still be
you
Luke
that
Skywalker.
Half of the people knew Palpatine's real name. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I guarantee you that half the people that watch this video or whatever don't even know Palpatine's name.
Whoa,
He's
are you
real.
insulting the fans?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm with
I don't
Matt.
like that angle
I'm
you're
with the
taking.
Waffles.
I think
I'm
that's,
all that.
that's a mean Matt angle.
He's coming at y'all. He's coming at y'all.
No,
You gotta
mean Matt
yeah,
for you.
join my team. Join my team. We're the good guys.
That's mean Matt
Yeah.
for you.
No, I'm just saying that people know
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker because he is the main character. Any person that relates Star Wars thinks of Anakin Skywalker or Darth Vader. That's the two.
If you've made it this far in the video, though, which you have because you're based, Anakin is the main character of episodes 1 to 6. Obviously, nobody's denying that. But the general, but people
Rob
are
is.
looking. People,
Some-
okay,
yeah,
well,
somebody's
Rob.
gotta think about
Everybody
the
knows
box.
Rob is an
You
absolute
got
head case.
y'all, all these sheep picking Anakin and Luke. That's the easy answer.
Anakin is very clearly the main character, episodes 1 to 6. Obviously, it's the story of Anakin. But if you're looking at episodes 1 through 9, Luke is the main character. He quite simply is.
He's in the same.
Is Heir to the Empire technically not considered canon anymore? I was gonna say that would probably help you out a little bit if we could consider that.
The
'Cause
entire
I'm also considering Clone Wars in this too, which I know you're gonna be, so Anakin.
It would be Anakin.
Matt,
even
I don't know
more.
why you would bring that up.
Yeah.
dude, because
It would
that
be
it's
Anakin
still,
even more.
your only argument screen time. It's the only argument
That's
you have.
not my
Like,
argument.
Every
The
decision.
whole
Aura,
plot
baby.
is
It's
the whole
aura.
plot is
It's
created by
sexy.
Palpatine.
It's here. It's Anakin.
I don't
The
know.
only thing Palpatine has is orchestrating things from behind the scenes, which in every movie
The
ever
plot.
is not the main
The plot.
character.
The plot. I'm
The
pretty
plot
sure the
is
main
always
character
good.
makes the plot. Is that not an argument? The main character makes
I
the
think
plot.
I might.
No,
The
the
main
director
character is what the plot is
makes
about.
Half a movie.
Yeah, Luke, but I don't know.
The
Rob
plot
kinda-
revolves around Anakin. It's point blank. Period.
Oh no! So Palpatine makes the plot, and Anakin would be the plot. Therefore, Anakin's the main character.
I don't think I still need to check on what this main character definition is.
Dude,
Let's
you
see.
don't look it up, bro. It's gonna ruin it for
Reddit
you.
Robbie.
You're just gonna immediately come to our side after you look it up.
Reddit Robbie.
Let's see.
Rob's about to look this up, and then
Okay. I think this only helps my argument. The
gonna
main
read it
character.
wrong.
The first sentence of this: the main character is the most important character in a story.
Well, in
Okay.
that
The most important.
It's Anakin.
I think I win. I think that just secures.
Rob might have just
Wait, yeah.
secured the W. Nah.
I think Palpatine. How is he not the most important?
Because nothing happens without Anakin.
Nothing happens
Nothing
without
happens.
Palpatine.
Dude, and you forgot about the part, and it's usually the one the story follows. You didn't finish. You didn't even read the whole definition. The main character is the most important
Selective
character.
Robbie,
in the story,
selective
and it's
Robbie,
usually
selective
the one that
Robbie.
the story
I said the
follows.
first.
You didn't read the second part of the sentence. That's Anakin.
Selective Robbie.
Buddy, come on. You're like CNN News right now. Sorry, we're not getting political. Cut that out.
The main character is
cut that.
often involved in the story's problems, climax,
cut
and
that out.
resolution. I believe Palpatine is involved in all three of those.
Mods, cut that.
That's also Anakin.
I mean, if you
Even
want
more
to
Anakin. It's 10 times Anakin, actually.
If you want to pick the sheep answer, like you can keep.
Chat with
going
Baja
Anakin.
blasting off. Robbie's bothering me now.
But Luke at the end of the day is the one who
I think this Luke argument's just out the window right now. I don't even know who top right is trying to go with Luke.
I
over
was
here.
going to go Luke. I really think it's between Luke or Anakin. I think that the Palpatine thing is just semantics. It's out of the question now.
I like the angle he's trying to do here. He's putting on for the people, but again, I really wish it was if the sequels didn't exist, we wouldn't even be making this video. It's very clearly the episode.
I'm counting everything though.
I am too because I'm being I'm being
being a
inclusive. I'm being
And
inclusive.
if we're counting the screen time argument, and just to go back to this, like, does that mean
not.
does
I
that
didn't
mean
say that.
Mando? Does that mean Mando is one of the main characters of Star Wars of all of Star Wars? He has a ton of screen time. He has a ton of screen time.
Rob,
That's a
this
bad.
guy's lost his mind.
We're talking movies here, buddy.
No, we're not.
No,
we're talking all
Star Wars.
Star
though.
Wars.
Whoa,
Talking
we're
all of
talking
Star Wars.
movies.
But we are talking
All of
Star Wars. though.
All right, to
Does
me,
that
Star
mean
Wars is
Ahsoka's the main character of Star Wars? Does that
Star
mean-
Wars is 1 to 6.
That means
when it comes down
Ahsoka
to
has
it.
more. Ahsoka has more screen time as a main character in your
Is
guys.
this
You're not
Ahsoka
listening to
is
what
the
I'm
character of
arguing,
Star
though.
Wars.
To me, Star Wars is just episode 1 to 6. Like when I really dumb it down and just grab Star Wars, it's 1 to 6.
This is all of Star Wars, the whole universe.
Because you
that's
sit
canon.
down and just watch Star Wars. You watch
Comparing
1 to
it
6
to-
in my mind. You're not watching all the bullshit.
Why would we watch? Then why do we watch all of Star Wars? Why do we watch
Those
it
are
all?
Star
Like,
Wars
I mean,
spin-offs.
That's
just how
why
I
we
see
watch
it.
it because it's a.
That's
part of
just
Star
how I
Wars
see it.
canon.
That's
If
just
you
how I
go-
see it.
Rob, no shit, there's going to be more screen time on a movie versus or a TV show versus a movie. I mean, that's just.
But that's the
But you
definition.
brought
That's
up-
the definition you're following.
And
You're
what if you
following
had
the
two
most
main
screen time. The most screen time definition.
Matt said
you
that.
have to-
I didn't
you
say
have
that.
To start, you have to start throwing in.
And I already argued.
Man,
We
you have
already
to start throwing in
argued.
Mando. You're gonna have to throw in Boba a little bit there too. Boba's got to hop in the conversation now as well.
Already
Like,
argued the screen time part. Anakin has way more screen time than Palpatine. If you did all the math between all the Star Wars and added it
That's.
up,
I'm saying
Anakin
why the
still
screen
has more
time argument's dumb. I'm saying why the screen time. I'm disproving the screen time argument.
No,
I don't think it matters either.
Yeah,
I'm
Finn
just saying he
knows.
has more.
Finn knows. Finn's. I
At this
see
point,
Finn.
at this point, I'm watching Rob. This is one of those times where you just sit back. This kid's putting on a clinic right now.
Mr. Comic Books is there a bunch of
love-
stories
I don't-
on
I don't-
on
He's
don't-
Palpatine?
grasping for straws.
I don't love being referred to as Mr. Comic Books, but the Plagueis books do go in depth about that. I'll be
Yep,
honest.
yeah,
with you.
so there's a lot.
I don't love
There's
being referred
comics
to
that
as
go more
Mr.
in depth
Comic
about
Books, I'll
Anakin,
tell you
baby,
that much.
and Darth Vader. The Vader comics, for instance. Chat, go read Vader comics if you haven't read those.
Okay, but then if we
Really
want to
good.
get into those semantics, this is where my Luke argument comes back way over the top in the EU. I mean,
No,
I
because
I
that's
don't-
not canon. That's not canon though.
I don't want to count comics.
my
I
personal
think you count
canon.
everything. I think you count everything.
So you're
count
asking about-
everything that's canon. Everything that's canon's counted, and I.
But you were just
and yes,
asking about comics, which they're not all canon.
Okay,
Uh,
so
So
you're
you're
the
asking
Palpatine
for
ones
non-canon
are.
stuff, then
The
What
comics are by
time-
Disney. Eric. Again, this is coming from what the real canon should be. The real canon should be the correct episode 7, 8, and 9, not the episode 7, 8, and 9 we got. And in the correct 7, 8, and 9, Luke is very clearly the main character. Vader is the catalyst that creates the main character. The story of episode 1 to 6 is Anakin, and that whole story is being told to prop up Luke, to have Luke save Anakin, to have Luke kill the Emperor with technicality, to have Luke blow up the Death Star. And then in the rest of the EU, Luke is dominant.
So you're
Luke-
saying like Vader's more of a protagonist?
Yeah, but he's like the whole, it's using
he'd be
him
an antagonist.
he'd be both, but yeah.
both, but it's using him to prop up Luke. Luke in the EU spans so much further than episode 1, 2, and 3. And they're both, and again, if we took the prequels out and you talk about just the OT, Luke is the main character. So that's my point. So now we have two sides of the argument, which is the prequel trilogy versus the EU where I'm arguing from right now. And Luke in the EU, it dominates the entire galaxy as opposed to Anakin just doing some measly tasks and
I
taking
think
over
the
the
only-
Jedi Order in
I
episode
think
3.
the only reason for that is because the movies came out before the prequels. That's why. What have we seen since
The plan was already written.
100%. But I'm
I
saying
also
all the books and
What?
everything that you're talking about, Heir to the Empire, all of that stuff, it's because those were written because of the movie release. It came out in 77. Everything since 2000 has been all Clone Wars, Anakin, Obi-Wan. I guess you could throw Palpatine in there. Like all
I'm
of
not going to get political like we said earlier, but there's reasons that Luke wasn't propped up the way he should have been in the sequel trilogy. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I'm gonna triple down whatever I'm at now. It's Palpatine. I looked it up. His comic books are canon, so there's a lot.
All of the stuff
Palpatine
that's
content
not EU is canon.
but to help out Finn here, it seems like he could use some boost here just to help with the Luke argument. If we're talking if you're talking Star Wars, like Star Wars was made with Luke being the main character. So like the first thought was Luke Skywalker as the main character.
No, we're counting everything here. You literally just said we're counting everything. Now you're just thinking what the first thing is now.
I'm
Playing
just saying
devil's
the original thought when a Star Wars movie was made was like, oh, let's put out this first movie. Luke Skywalker is the main character. That's the only argument. That's the first thought when in Star Wars.
That's like who came first, the chicken or the egg, though? Vader or Luke?
His essence was
But who would you
Like,
argue is
when it was made when
It would have
George
never been a
Lucas
problem though if it
took-
weren't for Vader though.
when George Lucas made Star Wars out of nothing and he made a first movie of Star Wars, he did make Luke the main character, even though
But
Palpatine
The
is the main
only
character.
difference
but-
between, even though, yeah, he knew in the back of his head. I'm arguing, though, in the whole vastity of Star Wars. So on one end, it's the sequel trilogy, where I think that even helps my main character argument for the squids who like the sequel trilogy. But like for people like me and a lot of other people in the Discord, shout out the Discord, EU takes place after Episode 6. That's my Star Wars canon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 EU. And if I'm looking at it like that, which is how I look at Star Wars, Luke is by far and away the main character, and it's not even close.
Yes, the stuff that hasn't actually been released.
It has been released. I've read it.
I'm talking.
It was
movies.
stuff that was made
No one
non-canon
can plus right
for
now.
It
again,
counts. It
reasons
counts.
I won't.
Well, I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna count it in this.
He's a
argument. I
nerd.
think
We're
it counts.
counting nerd stuff, Matt.
It's for reasons that I won't get into on YouTube via monetization policies, but there are reasons that the EU wasn't told the way it should have been told. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, but in the OT, who do you think is the second main character? Vader.
Palpatine. No, I'm kidding. Vader.
Okay, so we have that. So this main character in the first three, and the second main character in the original three. Would you say that the
Versus
second
the main character in the. Oh, go ahead.
Would you say the second main character in the sequel trilogy is Luke?
No, it's Palpatine.
I don't
Yes.
even-
In the
Yeah.
Disney sequel trilogy, yes.
See, I think Chad's gonna be like, oh wait, okay, we may all win here. It could be Anakin is main character 1 through 3. Luke is main character 7 through 9, or sorry, excuse me, 4 through 6. Let me cook now. And then Sheev is 7 through 9.
No,
he-
I just think I'm thinking Star Wars universe though. In Star Wars universe, that's where where Sheev comes in. If we're talking just movies, I'll back down. But like, as far as the Star Wars universe,
Wait,
It's
wait,
cheap.
wait.
the Clone Wars is literally made to introduce Anakin's Padawan. No,
nah, I wouldn't say.
We're talking
that.
Star Wars
Clone
universe.
Wars was
everything.
made to tell the story of the Clone Wars.
but what does it primarily focus on?
The Clone
Anakin-
Wars. That's why it's called
Yeah,
the
the
Clone,
Clone
Wars.
Wars that Palpatine made. Don't forget that.
That Palpatine microengineered. But the whole point of the Clone Wars, and George Lucas has spoke on this before, is that everybody, when Episode 4 came out, was like, "What the the Clone Wars?" That was a huge talking point. We could call my pops right now and ask him, who watched the movie in theaters.
Fair.
The reason the Clone Wars was made was to expand on the conversation that everybody had all throughout the 80s. all
Yeah, because they
throughout
were
the 90s,
asking.
which is what the
Sir.
fuck is the Clone Wars? That was a huge deal. So
Yeah,
don't say it was for
agreed.
a random character that Dave Filoni jerks off to.
Fair. Fair. But okay, let's also just talk character building. Who has the most character development in any Star Wars movie?
Luke.
Anakin.
Luke.
Anakin.
Palpatine.
Anakin by Palpatine is the most character development.
Palpatine just pure evil
He-
throughout everything.
He
has
goes
no change.
he goes from senator to emperor.
He didn't go
Luke
from
becomes powerful. Anakin becomes powerful and goes from good, bad, back to good.
I love the
That's
story of Anakin. I just rewatched the prequels.
It is the most
Like-
in-depth story out of any character in all of Star Wars.
It's
Fact
the
or
most
not?
in-depth story of anybody ever.
Terribly written though.
But that doesn't make him the main character of the Star
Yes,
Wars
it
universe.
does.
It doesn't. It
It
doesn't.
simply does.
I guess I just look at the Star Wars universe like Stone said. He looks at the Star Wars universe as episode 1 through 6. I look at the Star Wars universe as episode 1 through 6 plus the EU. Rob looks at the Star Wars universe like episodes only 7, 8, and 9.
I look at it as the whole universe.
And Matt looks
I look at it as the whole universe.
and Matt looks at it as only the Clone Wars. And that's the
look
beauty
at
of Star Wars.
everything on
Yes,
Disney
you
Plus.
do. And that's
Everything
the
on
beauty
Disney
of
Plus.
okay. And that's the beauty of Star Wars is that everybody can look at it differently. And
Zesty
now
Mac
it's
coming
changed.
out. Okay.
mods, get him out of here. But that's the beauty of Star Wars is that everybody can look at it differently, and it's still the same piece of media overall. So if you're looking at it from my perspective, Luke is the main character by far. By far.
I that's a good mic drop there, but I mean your point just kind of led to my point that it's Palpatine. But
I don't know,
That's
man.
all, that's all I got to. That's all I got to say on this.
Comments, you're gonna have to comment. Matt,
Any honorable mentions? I like the
R2.
R2 and C-3PO
Yeah.
shout because they're kind of there throughout of it.
The whole story doesn't happen if R2 doesn't save that Royal Star Cruiser.
I mean,
I'd
Han
say
has the whole one.
C-3PO
Han has a whole one-off movie about him. So
C-3PO is more of a narrator, and then R2 is more of a main character guy. Though I think we can all agree on that.
If you think about it, R2 is like very involved in a lot of the like stuff he
he's
does.
a henchman.
No, he's not.
He's Robin.
He's a beast.
He's not Robin. Don't say R2's Robin.
He's
C-3PO's
Nightwing.
Robin. He's Batman and C-3PO's Robin.
No,
Yeah, that's so
What are you talking about?
That's so
That's
true.
not even it. That's not even it.
That's so
That's
true, though.
Bullshit, Rob.
That's
But
so.
there's
true.
a lot of stuff in Star Wars that happens because of R2. So let's not-
C-3PO might be Alfred, low key.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, but let's not count him out. Who could be another good Ben Quadraneros?
I think. I mean, I
Joker?
think you touched on it. You touched on it earlier. I think it would be Obi-Wan next because he's also.
Yeah, Obi-Wan
I
could be.
can see that.
I was semi-trolling with Obi-Wan. He's not the main character.
I don't. I mean, I could. I don't think so. But like, I think an argument could be made.
Yoda.
One thing I do-
Yoda.
Yoda's like not.
That's like not
No,
a
he
chance.
has no sequel or
It's
no
the
OT
same
burn.
standing as Palpatine to me, to be honest. In main character.
Yoda, the same as Palpatine?
Yeah.
That's
That's
wild.
what I
You know
agree.
that's
That
not
is
true.
wild.
I
you know
agree,
that's
Matt.
not true.
That is
Good take, Matt.
wild.
Good take, Matt. It's your best take of the
That
night.
is terrible. That
Wow,
is
that's a great
terrible.
So he's
Great
behind
take,
the
Matt.
scenes controlling the Jedi.
Not
Correct?
really. He just sits there cross-legged and he's like, "Oh, what's the Force
Okay,
gonna tell me?" And
Then Finn's main. So he's a crucial force in.
if Yoda's not in it and someone else is the master, it goes down even worse. And Palpatine is even more in charge. So Yoda's like not. Even,
Palpatine's
like,
terrified of Yoda.
Yoda's not even a big factor. It goes down either way, whether Yoda's there
big
or not. Like
factor.
order.
he trains.
If Order 66
does.
though, if Order 66 is probably one of the most important parts of Star Wars, the only thing that changes is Palpatine with that. Like that's he changes one of the biggest parts of the plot of Star Wars if he's gone. That doesn't even it's not even a plot, and you can take out any character from that, and it still happens. So
Rob
like
Rob loves
he's
all
the
Jedi
most important to
dying.
the
He
plot.
loves it.
If Anakin is removed from the plot, there's not a movie. Or Luke. There's actually not.
because it's just an whooping from Palpatine. If Anakin,
Yeah, then he just solos. Then he solos.
yeah, like
knew
he's the most important to the plot of Star Wars. He's the most important.
But the whole argument has been based on 3 movies, not even 1 movie. One's actually 20 minutes.
No, that's he because then he's the emperor in the next 4 through 6.
Yeah, but
like,
we've already made it clear that he doesn't do anything in the next movies.
That's great. That's crazy.
What does he do?
He's orchestrating. He's the head of the emperor. He's the head of the empire. Like,
But he doesn't.
Bro sees him say, "Do it," and gets hard, bro. He just loves that.
I can't even like. I'm saying this. I'm a broken record right now because you guys.
Yeah,
just don't-
chat.
The chat
everybody-
get it.
The main argument has been behind the scenes. Let's talk about the guy in the scenes.
I know. I said it one time. It's not.
Boys. If you made it to the end of the video, which you did because you're a legend, hit the Discord. Don't know why you're not in the Discord. Hit the Discord. Hit the TikTok. Shout out. Never hit the TikTok. Okay. Also,
Don't fall for the scam. Don't give him.
Yeah,
$300.
don't fall for. We almost fell for a scam today, so don't fall for scams.
We did all
We
4.
definitely weren't trying to buy bot followers, guys. It was not. Cut that out.
Those allegations need to be cut immediately. What was I saying? Oh yeah, go check out the Instagram. Go check out the TikTok. Go check out the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you're a fucking loser. Go check out the Discord. And yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.